as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine.
But nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody has got a body like you, but I gotta think twice before I give my heart away. And I know all the games you play, because I play them too, baby. Here we go again. To push it back, moving my day, even at night, working up a sweat. Let's go show the guys that we know how to become number one in a hot body show. Now push it. This one goes out to the one I love. This one goes out to the one I've left behind.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I seem to have run out of coffee.
You can be anything you want to be there.
You can see anything you want to see there.
There's excitement in the air for you and me there. Fancy free there, take your family there, but you've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. 7 holes the key there. Be there. Got to be there. Just you and me there.
You just got to
be there.
to be there. Be there. The time is now. Be there.
You've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. There'll be you and me there. Be there.
Hello customers, it's nearly 6 o'clock. Pack up and piss off.
But don't piss off, stay.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, friends of the Isolation Creations gang.
I just want to say to Linda LaHughes, if you were here a little bit earlier, we did play some Aha. We had Take On Me as the kind of start of our 80s mashup.
Now, does anybody know what that...
I think someone has seen it. Loving the music.
Oh, Cole Taylor, I knew you'd know that. We've loved that for how many years now?
6,
7 years before
longer,
that.
I reckon.
So Cole Taylor knows the source of that. It's actually from Australian television.
The little song, so Be There, it's from an advert for kind of early 80s Australian TV. and all the Sons and Daughters cast and Country Practice cast kind of pop up and try and sing along to it. And a lot of them are really ropey and out of time, and it's.
And also in that clip, there's like clips of like Rambo and really, British movies that have gone over there and been shown in the 80s. Now Jamie's showing off with his bottle of beer tonight.
So we love Aldi, as you know, and we like kind of Aldi products, but they always give it like a little spin because they can't use the same name as normal products.
So our Dr Pepper is called Professor Preppy.
It's like on Bake Off yesterday when they made Twixes and called them shortbread biscuit chewy bites.
×2.
So I like Hergarten. I also like
Hoflagen.
So I'm going to open my Hoflagen. I've never had this before.
And I'm hoping it's not going to spray everywhere and ruin all the equipment.
So we've got lots of hellos to say.
We have.
You start on that side of the
Rachel's in the house. Rachel Saunders. Cole Taylor, of course. Cole Taylor, Alison Davis, our good old friend, that she got a calendar today. Great news. Neil Sandwell. Hello, Neil. Welcome. I have a nice little chat with Neil today. He's new to the Isolation Creation gang. Anthony Berry.
Alan, tell everyone
Jason Rigby.
what's going on with Peggy.
Oh, if you hear squeaking and little trotting around, we were going through Peggy's treat bucket, and we've given her this treat bar, which is about that big. And so she's walking around the house with it, trying to bury it.
She tries to bury it in our bed or under some blankets.
And then she forgets about it, and then she remembers, and then goes and finds it, then walks around with it again, and squeaks even more. So she's trying to hide it from us too, I think.
She is, because she thinks we're greedy puppies. Right, let's have a look. So Michael Redfern, hello, my love. Gareth Jones. Mad Abafan has got G&T. With lime, very nice. Aries World, hello and welcome from Rainy Maidstone. We used to live down in Kent, in Broadstairs, for a long time. Tamara Silver, welcome, who has found us by accident recently.
I love accidents.
Happy accidents. Linda LaHughes is in, who I'm delighted is here, with the lovely Wally, her dachshund. Joanne Gray is here with, I want to say, Sally the dog, maybe Sally the dog, and Lockie the cat. Sandra Brown, Emma Jane Watts, Ockbin Blakey, Jimmy Riddle, Karen Avery, Coral Daft, Karen Avery, and here she is. Oh, here she is.
And this side, can you do your little thing for me?
We've got Annie Sanderson, Christine Smart,
Rain
Melanie
Simmons.
Fairley, Melanie, who also got a calendar today. Right up to the top, let's have a look. Andrew Orme, Catherine Jane, Erica Ann Deacon, she's
Carol
gone for a
Brooks.
shower, so Martin Garton Spence, Joel William Hazeldine, Annie Sanderson's in.
Sandra Brown.
Amelia Wadday is in tonight. The dog is pronounced Sally. I thought it was, because it looks like Kaylee, so I thought it must be kind of that vibe.
The Jimmy Riddle Show.
Oh, Jimmy Riddle. We had a moderator last week. Our moderator, our bouncer, can't be here this week, so we're kind of open to the elements. If anyone in YouTube wants to moderate us,
Mind you, we did
we'll be all right.
the
So
quiz
we're
where
relaxed
we were
now.
untouched.
We are relaxed this evening. This is Isolation Creations Unplugged.
So it's
The
got
first taste of my Hugen.
Hugenlagenwegen. And I'm just on a
Oh, it's really nice.
little Pilsner. Being
Oh, it's
chilled.
nice. Taste this. Nice. I love a wheat beer.
It's got a nice aroma to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is. Rachel Saunders is having her first drink since November 2019. Rachel,
Oh, what are you having, love? Oh, is it rhubarb ginger beer?
what's tipped you over the edge? Just awesome.
It's not us.
Erica Ann Deacon is back from her shower. So yeah, welcome everyone. Tonight it's kind of a free-for-all. We've been really busy.
It was quite a busy week last week because we prepared for the quiz. We did the quiz, and then we also filmed the Rocky Horror Picture Show tribute on Saturday.
Yeah.
And edited that on Sunday. And then the calendars arrived, and then we did the website for the calendars.
Had to build the website. Had to work out how we could get PayPal integrated into a website.
And PayPal have set it all up, but they want their little cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone takes a little cut from us with the calendars. Rachel just wanted to join in. That's a good
Yeah.
enough reason as any.
Yeah, I might have a cig later.
Let's have a look. Brad is spoken with us on Facebook, Aries World.
Coral Daft in the room.
Ian Allardyce would like to buy Lidl cider, but he's worried he won't like it. Go for it. It's a nice one.
They do some nice ciders.
Don't go for the cheapest because it will be rank.
The flavoured ones are nice. What else have we got? Aries World.
That's Brad. Brad, tell us more about yourself. Who are you?
So I hope you all had a good Halloween. Did anybody have any strange visitors knocking on their door for sweets and candy? A few.
Why are you saying candy? We're not in America.
Well, it's a Halloween thing, isn't it? Like a candy.
We're a little bit obsessed with Stath Let's Flats at the moment. We've been obsessed with it for years. But our favourite characters did little American accents last week.
The two girls who star in that.
Do your American accent as them?
Yeah. How you doing? Yeah.
Hello, welcome.
Walking on the streets, yeah.
We have a recommendation for tourist cider in Aldi.
Tourist sodas. I've had the blackcurrant or berry flavour one. That's quite nice. Or forest fruits.
Announcements. Big announcement today on the Facebook. If you've forgotten already.
Divinity.
Oh
yes, Divinity's finally got a little Facebook page set up. I think about 8 of you have liked it already. So, Divinity is on Facebook, and Rachel, if you tell your lovely mum that she's there, because I'm sure your mum would like to chat with Divinity now and then.
So she has her own Facebook page. You have to search for Divinity, Queen of Our Souls.
But she'll be popping on.
We'll be sharing it on the on Isolation Creations as well, and she most probably will be chipping in.
Yeah.
Erica watched Most Haunted on Halloween night.
Oh, it was live, wasn't it?
Was it really?
Yeah. And I think she saw somebody who looked like Divinity in the crowd. After whether she went there, I don't know.
I don't know if Divinity was there.
So I just want to make a little comment about the calendars. A lot of you have bought them already, and a lot of you are buying them. Just to let you know, I think on the website, Jamie sort of wrote something like, "It'll go easily through your flap." I'm not sure it will, because it's like an A4 card envelope, and I'm not sure if your flaps are that wide. So I'm not sure if you're not in, it might go to your local post office and they might pop a card through.
I don't know, if you've got a wide flap, I think that would pop in easily.
And they don't bend easily, so I'm hoping the postman don't bend them, because they'll just wreck them. But that was the only way to sort of get them through to your house securely. So they'll be coming in a big envelope like that.
Mel Fairley says her two came through her flaps perfectly.
Well, it depends how big your flap is, doesn't it?
It does.
Ours is a small one.
Amelia Wadday, would this fit through your flap? I would like to know. Well, it's bigger than that, but let us know. Let us know how big your flap is.
Rachel said most flaps can take the Isolation Creations calendar. I mean, things get pushed through our letterbox all the time, don't they?
Gareth's friend does have a very tiny flap. So, Gareth, if you're buying for your friend, maybe you should opt to use your flap.
Well, if you live in a posh block of flats and you've got those little weird sort of metal grey boxes with a key, I'm not sure whether that would go in the box and fall down into the box, or it gets put just on a table.
Carol Daft got hers as well. Popped through her flap all right. There is the link. If you want to buy it, there's a link. We have something signed. Martin can sign for it. Martin Neep, who's Emily's little doorkeeper. So her flap will be fine and dandy. So we have the calendars. We are signing each and every one of them.
And if you want them dedicated to anybody, just let us know or send us a message and we'll do our best to dedicate them to anybody who's receiving them.
So it's easy to order. You get on the website, then you click to choose where you live, if you're UK based or Europe based or worldwide. Click one of those and then it's easy from there on in. You choose how many calendars you want. You pay with PayPal or a credit or debit card. Dead easy. No one seems to have had any problems so far. So fingers crossed it's all set up right.
Yeah, I was asking about Halloween because some years ago when we lived in Deptford, one Halloween we had like a knock on the door and we forgot it was Halloween really. So I opened the door and there was just sort of these like lads like...
proper like Deptford gang. They were old as well, 14, 15.
And they didn't say trick or treat. They just went, right.
A bit of teeth kissing.
And one of them was holding super glue in his hand.
At our lock.
And he was like, if you're not going to pay, you're going to get glued in.
Super glued your locks, yeah.
So he just handed a couple of gold nuggets and whimpered and closed the door.
Yeah, how rank was that? And we were flying to America the very next day. Flying to Los Angeles, so we didn't want to get locked in super glued into our flat. Let's have a look at some of these messages coming in. Linda LeHughes would like Divinity to read the cards for her. Now, we're most probably going to have a Divinity night, a live Divinity night, if she's up for it. And she'll bring her cards, she'll have a session with her spirits. She'll most probably be accompanied by her nephew Malcolm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
Yeah, she's very happy to do an audience with Divinity one night. She's got plenty of little angels, and her spirit guides are there to guide her. I think a few people on her Facebook page will probably ask for advice.
Oh, Ali McGuinness is in. Good evening, Ali.
Hello, Ali. How are you?
We have a question. I would like to know what you plan to do for Christmas dinner. Like what we going to eat, or where will we be? We'll be at home. We'll be here. What will we eat? What won't we eat?
Well, Jamie's she's funny eating that big thing. Jamie's vegetarian.
So are you.
And I eat fish, don't I?
Oh yeah.
Am I pescatarian?
Pescatarian.
I'm a pescatarian. So we tend to have a mainly vegetarian Christmas dinner. And to be honest, we don't really miss the meat, do we?
No, we go like overboard on vegetables and on exciting veg like creamed corn and red cabbage. What else do we make that's fun? Alan does nice things with Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, with a bit of bacon. We like to go
bacon.
We like to go to M&S and buy all the nice sort of stuff from there, really, don't we? Push the boat out.
And then I make a big Satan loaf or something. So I'm obsessed with making fake like ham and fake meat at the moment, and it looks repulsive, but actually it tastes really nice. And I've kind of mastered it over the last few months, haven't I?
He's finally mastered it. I mean, last Christmas and the Christmas before, he hadn't mastered it.
Yeah, I do work hard. And we had corn and. So that'll be kind of our Christmas Eve. But we eat. What time do we eat? About 5 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, and Peggy has a little tiny version as well of the Christmas meal.
Aljax Johnson keeps saying we need to do a Sally Morgan spoof. Well, kind of Divinity is our sort of Sally Morgan. I guess we could do Divinity meeting Sally Morgan. Then I'd have to be Sally Morgan, so I'll have to do a bit of watching of Sally. Peggy's decided to eat this huge bone now, so
if you hear sort of like. She's making her way through it.
She's going to be ill. It's massive. It's bigger than her.
Mrs. Allardyce. Ian Allardyce. I keep calling Mrs. Allardyce after that horror movie. Mrs. Allardyce says she likes a bit of meat.
And Joanne Gray says she's vegetarian. She usually gets a corn roasting joint. Yeah, we get the corn. It's like a corn lump, isn't it?
Yeah, Cole Taylor said he pops a corn roast shoved in the oven.
They used to do corn ham as well, like a ham loaf. It was lovely, but they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, so we said, we can't do that. My chocolate money. Oh, little
and
chocolate coins.
Oh.
Some of them can be a little bit, can't they? You have to get the nice ones.
My mum told me, Coral Daft has just said that Come Dine With Me this week is all vegans. My mum told me about that. But we don't really watch Come Dine With Me anymore. But didn't someone make a vegan egg that you had to down like a shot, and it was like coconut oily water with a lump of what's that little fruit? Apricot in it, maybe, or peach.
Oh, right. Well, like a dessert.
Yeah, and they necked it, and obviously if you neck it, you're going to choke on a big bit of peach.
Alison says, what's the reason for going veggie?
Oh, Ali, I was veggie. I went veggie when I was 10 or 11. My brother is vegetarian. My older brother was vegetarian. He's not anymore. I just liked animals so too much. When I kind of got to the age where I realised that the stuff I was eating was an animal, I wanted to give it up, and it was fine to do so because my brother had already given it up. So yeah, I gave it up when I was 10. So that is 15 years ago that I've been vegetarian.
And I read a book 10, 12 years ago by Alan Carr, not the comedian.
The Stop Smoking guy.
Stop Smoking guy, and I was reading a book about sort of dieting and eating food, and he sort of said that meat really isn't nice unless you've got some kind of sauce with it or flavouring. And I sort of thought, well, yeah, every meat you have, there's something that goes with it, because otherwise it's quite bland on its own. And I thought, I'll support Jamie and become veggie too, and I've been ever since. But I do like my fish. Little
fishes.
I do like my little fishes.
I just don't like eating fish because they're kind of weird to me. They're like aliens, aren't they? Fish. They're like too weird. They like don't have legs, or they breathe underwater. It's just odd, and I don't want to eat something that's odd, and I don't understand it. Kath Wells would like to know our opinion on Snatch Game. So if anyone is watching RuPaul's Drag Race at the moment on BBC Three, last week was Snatch Game.
I always look forward to Snatch Game, but I'm always disappointed.
Like always, for about 10 years we've been disappointed.
Any fan will know you've got to make Ru laugh. You need somebody iconic, and as soon as they turn up with their like bob wig and they say, "Oh, I'm doing reality star," blah blah, my heart sinks. Doesn't yours?
Well, yeah, but also RuPaul has just this persona that she seems to have created in the last kind of 4 years, because there was a lot of bad press about RuPaul. So the persona she's created recently is this kind of all-accepting, open to trans, open to drag queen of any gender coming on the show, and then this really supportive, almost hysterical laughter that she does for people. It's kind of like bipolar, isn't it? Really high and really low sometimes. And basically, I think RuPaul kind of persuaded everyone to switch their characters this week. And anyone who did that was in the top, regardless of what their performance was like. But yeah, I was really disappointed. They did Nigella Lawson. Alan's a big Nigella fan. And
I've never seen Nigella rub her breasts or pretend that a carrot's phallic.
There's a great drag queen down in Portsmouth that does an amazing Nigella, isn't there? What's his name?
It's Australia, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's based down in...
everything's now Nigella's like, oh, I'm going to go and rub myself at my smeg fridge. But no, she's good with words. That's what they need to look at, is how she uses her vocabulary.
Let's see if we can play a bit of this. See if we can play a little bit of this for you. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to. Not going to be able to. I'll send the link out.
We'll put the link out. He's very good, and he's captured her to a T. And another thing you'd look at when you're doing a Nigella is look at what she wears. She never wears anything that her boobs are hanging out. She doesn't. She wears like a sort of black thing that goes across there, sort of quite maternal looking. So I thought it got her wrong, really.
Yeah, I did as well. I thought it's Let me see if I can.
And the young lad who's ended up being Macaulay Culkin, and he was meant to be Danny Dyer, wasn't he?
Oh yeah,
originally?
it was dreadful.
Have you worked it out?
I'll have a look, see if we can, see if this works.
That looks like it's working. Just need sound.
Cook, eat, steal a traffic cone and wear it as a hat, repeat, is quite frankly the story of my life. I mean, we all know that cooking can be a balm in troubled times, and I see the kitchen as both a sanctuary and a pleasure palace, not unlike a sphincter. I love nothing more. My grandmother gave me this recipe book and I cherish it. Well, she also gave me a really ugly vase. In fact, it was such an eyesore, I simply had to leave it on the tube. You know, fresh pasta is actually incredibly easy to make from
yeah.
the shop.
That's how you do Nigella Lawson. He does it wonderfully.
So called Novimpia.
And he also does an amazing Ina Garden.
Yeah.
So look out for that one as well.
And also, what I was kind of alarmed at is we have been denied Cilla Black twice on Drag Race now. Because the Vivian, who was brilliant as Donald Trump, was going to be Cilla Black. And Kitty Scott-Claus last week was going to be Cilla Black. And instead we got Gemma Collins, kind of just a Gemma Collins by numbers.
But he was good at Gemma Collins,
Yeah, he was
wasn't
good, but it was just the quotes that she already... It was verbatim quotes from... Sue Neal has arrived.
Hello, Sue Neal, my love. How are you?
Rue laughed at everyone, like too much laughter, and then kind of slates them. Joe Soso Lombardelli has asked,
Hey, Lombardelli.
have we watched The Larkins and what do we think?
No, I haven't watched The Larkins. I very rarely remember the original one with David Jason and Pam Ferris.
And Zeta Jones.
Zeta Jones, yeah. I caught like a minute of it the other night when it looked pretty good and there's some great actors in there, but I'm not sure it's something that would light my fire really.
Yeah, we thought, why have they done it again? What's the point? Isn't it done already? And why redo it?
Does it need redoing?
I didn't think much of the actress playing Catherine Zeta-Jones' part. Marianne is she called? We really like the actress who's playing Ma Larkin, Joanna Froggatt.
Yeah, she's good.
We loved No Offence, which was the detective show she did on Channel 4. And we also saw her in a play in London quite a while ago. And
Yeah.
she did that wonderful Joe Brand BBC Two
The hospital
show.
was based in the wards.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, I just... and Bradley Walsh, we like, nice guy, but why do it? It was filmed at Broadstairs as well, which is where we used to live. So.
Yeah.
Alison Davies, a question has winged its way in from... Is it Retford Alison lives in?
Yeah, you've just moved there, haven't you?
Why did we both become actors? And what did you know that was the career for you? Let me check that, because I can't see the full comment. What age did we know it was a career for us? You go first, my love.
When I was at school, like junior school, and then high school.
Joanna Scanlon, sorry.
That's the one. I was very small. I hated sport. I never got picked for teams. I was always picked last. I had very sort of low confidence, and then these sort of group of lads sort of came up to me one day and said, "We want you in our little play." And I was like, "Okay, I'll be in your little play." And they chose me because I was small, like height, and I had to play an alien. So they said the idea is that they're going to make a little fake space rocket that's going to come down some wire and land in a school bin, and then I've got to come out dressed as this alien, like it's landed.
What age were you?
About 11. Yeah. So I thought, yeah, and they said, you don't talk, you're just going to make funny noises like alien noises. So they painted me green with poster paint, a bit like grot bags. And I did the play, it's like a play in an assembly. And at that morning's playtime, people go, "Yeah, you're really funny, And it really boosted my confidence. And I thought, I quite like this acting lark. And so I sort of decided to do it. So yeah, 11 years old I was, playing a little alien.
Did you know, right, I'm going to be an actor when I grow up?
No, it was high school and I did GCSE drama that I really, really took to it. And I thought, yeah, I'm definitely going to follow this. Then did my A-levels, then went to do a drama degree. And then a bit of acting from that. Not a lot, I've not had a lot of acting. I've done plenty of free acting. But yeah, it's a great career to have, really.
When I was same sort of age, 10, 11, we did the school nativity play. I went to a very sort of Christian primary school, and I played a little boy who got a big box for Christmas, and inside the box was Vicky Worrell, also known as Ozzy Worrell, very posh, from about one street away from me, painted silver, with a top hat on, and she was like a genie that could take me back in time to different places. So she took me back in time to see Good King Wenceslas, and then she took me back in time to see the birth of little baby Jesus.
So it was a bit like a Christmas Carol, was it?
Well, yeah, but the little boy wasn't like, he didn't have to be healed or anything. He just
Enjoyed the show.
Got to see little baby Jesus.
Mm.
That wasn't what made me want to be an actor. I guess kind of 14-ish, I was getting bullied at school, found drama to be kind of an escape. Thought if I can make people laugh, then I can kind of own myself and own the bullying.
Bit like me,
makes
really.
sense.
You know, you're popular because you're the funny one.
Yeah.
So you think, well, I've got to keep up this funny malarkey, do different voices. And I was doing like impressions of the dinner ladies and the teachers.
So yeah, it was around that sort of age. I'd been on telly when I was 10. I was on number 73, a Saturday morning show.
As yourself?
Yeah, so kind of like and we did do, well, kind of like a boy detective, and we did a film in the States. But I didn't know it was for me at that age.
Emily said merry-go-round?
Merry-go-round, yeah. So merry-go-round was a drama club, like outside of school. It was in the evenings, and Emily was part of merry-go-round as well. And about the age of 14, 15 was where merry-go-round was kind of my escape. I kind of found my tribe. I found really good friends like Emily, but people that kind of, I just felt I suddenly fitted in with people when I went to merry-go-round. And then Emily will tell you, I used to leave my house on like a Friday with my little sleeping bag, and I basically kind of hop around from house to house across the weekend, stay at Emily's, stay at Philippa. I just spent all my weekend doing drama. And we did some great productions.
Going back to the Nativity, I mean, you guys must have been in the Nativity when you were little. I mean, I remember being in one in my primary school, and I was useless in it. I was a shepherd. And you know when the kids sort of stare out into the audience like that? And the teacher wants you to sort of act. And she came up to me and my little friend who were playing these like little shepherds. And went, you know, you got to talk to each other. Don't stare out into the audience. Talk about horse racing or something. So I'm talking to this guy going, oh yeah, the 2:30 at like Kempton Park.
Tell us what you were in your primary school plays.
Yeah.
Who was Mary? Who was Joseph? Who was something weird?
Yeah, Rachel, Alison.
I think
you must have been like Little Angels or something.
I was in something called Papa Panoff. What on earth was Papa Panoff, and what was I in it? I was a wise man, but I don't know what Papa Panoff was.
Anthony Berry says he was the innkeeper. Oh, nice
very
little
big.
bar with his own little inn.
Stephen Flavel was a rat, a sheep, a snowflake, and a piece of gold.
My brother's in tonight. Michael, what were you? Were you in the Nativity? Were you anything in the Nativity?
Just to let you know, so it was Joanna Scanlon, the actress we were talking about before, and the Joe Brand show that she was amazing in was called Getting On.
Getting On, that was it. Oh, it's so funny that with.
Kath Wells was the chubby dwarf in a school play.
I mean, and Nativity's now gone a little bit sort of strange. Like I always remember watching Love Actually when they've got like squids and stuff in theirs. And all.
Well, that's kind of, yeah, if it's a multi-faith school.
They'll have a sort of different.
Sue Neal wanted to be an angel, but just got made to make wings for someone else who was the angel.
I love Alex Clark's message. He says, I was Joseph and Victoria Phillips was Mary. You always remember their surname, don't you? Yeah.
Alison McGuinness was the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland.
I'm not surprised, Alison.
What was somebody in that as well?
What was somebody? What I mean, she must have been something.
She must have been a lead.
Somebody,
as well.
something, somewhere.
Mad Aberfan ended up as a shepherd and got upgraded to third wise man.
My brother can't remember doing Nativity, but he was singing carols in the choir at City Hall. You don't get more royal than that, do you?
No.
Jill Mariner said she was Mary.
But read the rest of that sentence.
Oh, she was 6 and peed herself. just said my water's broke.
Anthony Berry was a very serious innkeeper, and I think he might have shouted there was no room at the inn.
Yeah.
Good evening, Jean-Pierre. Karen Avery played one of the kids in the Christmas Carol. Her only line was "Close the door, it's cold." So not Tiny Tim then.
Neil Sandwell has made a good point. He said boys weren't allowed to be angels, I tell you what, Neil, if we had a nativity, we'd have boys as angels.
We'd have boy
wouldn't we?
angels,
We'd
yeah.
have drag angels.
Like that one in Barbarella. We'd have one like him.
Alison said that she and somebody, which is her sister, went to different primary schools, but she never peaked in the acting like she did.
Oh, did she not?
Did she? I'm really surprised.
I thought she'd have been all about the little acting.
I thought you'd both sort of go home sort of saying, I played this, I played that.
Jill Mariner later found out that she had chickenpox, hence the peeing incident.
Yeah. Oh, Alison Davis said she went to drama club and she loved improvising and she was in A Christmas Carol and was playing Mrs. Cratchit.
We did
We
did a show. We did like a Christmas concert where we were popping up as the two Ronnies, kind of two Reenies characters that we did, and we did a bit of Les Dawson. We also had to do this awful reading of A Christmas Carol, and I was Bob Cratchit, wasn't I? And there was an old guy called Peter was Scrooge, and Alan had to read it, and then we'd do little scenes, and then me and Peter would have to form a tableau, like a frieze.
Was I like a narrator or something?
And then Alan would read another bit, but the actual book.
And the director.
I think he was dressed as Charles Dickens.
And the director said, "Please try and memorize the lines. Don't read from the script I've given you." So I did my best to learn.
She wasn't gonna learn them.
But I did have the sort of like ye olde book in front of me, and then I said "scratch it" instead of Cratchit.
Bob Scratchit.
Which is obviously is it from the Muppets?
I don't know, but it made me laugh, it made Peter laugh, it made you laugh hysterically.
Just one of those words you think, I shouldn't have said that. It's like saying arsehole in a Shakespeare play. It doesn't fit.
There's some lovely characters coming in. So you read those ones. I've got these coming over here. David Neeson was never asked to be in a nativity or anything else, but made up for it by being in a Tesco television advert. Cathwell's brother was Joseph, cried all the way through it. Joanne Gray was the witch's feet, so the dead witch's feet in The Wizard of Oz, only because her and the girl playing Dorothy had the same size feet. Mark Pearson, a group of us put on a silhouette show. We made skeleton puppets out of cardboard and paper clips. The show went down a storm. Dries, at the age of 10, I was a tap dancing donkey. So just imagine Ann Miller with massive teeth.
Martin said that they used to do like a panto at their primary school, and because there were so many kids, everybody got a little part, and I think he played a bus driver to take guests to the ball in Cinderella.
So not to take Cinderella to the ball, but just to take other guests.
the other guests.
Annie Sanderson, this is a great one.
Oh,
she was Annie Sanderson was a cobnut in the Nativity and Infant School, and she had to curl up into a ball wearing beige tights and a leotard.
can you imagine a mum going, I need some beige tights and a brown leotard because my daughter's playing a cobnut.
Me and Annie used to go out and get drunk around Covent Garden in kind of like 1998, 99. I think one evening I wore beige tights and a leotard and curled up into a ball. Goodness. Caroline Harry, she has arrived and she's asking us, do we get recognised in the street?
I do. You've been, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been recognised quite a few times. You haven't yet, have you?
No, because I still wear my mask. I'm still sort of, cautious, so I wear a mask a lot, so I'm not sure whether I would be recognised.
Alan's like a bit like, when Mrs. O goes out in Acorn Antiques, Alan wears like a snood and his mask
and a big wrap,
of cigarettes and
a cigarette holder
and shades, queuing up at Aldi. Michael Andrew Gibbons has sent a message in.
Oh, he said that he was in a play with some friends, but one of his friends was playing with his blonde hair and eating his pickle sandwiches during the play, I think.
Michael was in a play at primary school, but all I can remember is playing with someone's blonde hair and eating pickled sandwiches.
I think it's not about him. I think it's about somebody else.
Oh, I bet you were.
Deke said she was a flying monkey.
Oh, well.
Is that from Wizard of Oz?
Erica, I was in an all-white production of The Wiz. Emily, The Wiz is like a black version of The Wizard of Oz in Southport. I don't think we had any people of colour. So it was an all-white production. Emily Wade was Dorothy. I had the illustrious part of Munchkin number 5 and Unnamed Winky. Pretty darn good pretty darn good I was.
Alison says I did get recognised at the cafe when Alison and somebody came.
Oh, yeah, we did. We got recognised together then. Alison,
Because I didn't have my mask on.
I think it was me that got recognised. They just...
Oh, but their faces lit up when I suddenly arrived.
Annie Sanderson said I did wear beige tights and a leotard and crawl up into a ball. Alex Clark would like to know where us two met.
Dole Queue, wasn't it?
No. We met when, in 1997, when I moved down to London because I got a job at the Museum of the Moving Image, and I was kind of like new girl in town, you know, sort of like just arrived, track 17, all the way from Tulsa, Oakland, nowhere. And I arrived in London and went to my first ever day at this job, and sat there was this brooding actor with large green lapels and a waistcoat on.
I wasn't.
And I thought, oh, I quite like the cut of his jib.
So for those who don't know, the Museum of the Moving Image is on the South Bank, or was, under the arches or whatever, under the Hayward Gallery. And it was about the history of the movies. And they used to use actors to sort of play various characters in the areas and keep everybody entertained. So it was, I think it was about 30 actors per season were employed to play the parts. And so yeah, we sort of got employed there, and it was a great job. You only worked about 4 hours a day.
I'm telling the dramatic story of our meeting.
I know, but I'm setting the scene.
Then,
I'm giving them the scenery.
So then, I went night one in London. I go out to Heaven nightclub, thinking, right, new girl in town, like the Barbara Windsor music from a Carry On movie. And I got beaten up on the tube, and I got nutted by some guy who had a big spike in his eye.
Like a.
Anyway, I had a massive black eye. So the next day I went into rehearsal for Momi, and I was wearing big kind of Posh Spice sunglasses. That day, Alan was wearing... So Alan was a lot slimmer and smaller at this point, wasn't you?
Oh, I was thin as a reed.
She was in denim hot pants
It was
and
summer.
Caterpillar boots. And Alan's got lovely kind of rugby player legs. Anyway, I swooned and I thought, he will be mine. And anyway, no, we got talking, we got on, and we worked out that Alan told me about a friend of his whose mother once got engaged to Windsor Davis. And I said, that's really weird because my best friend at school's mother once got engaged to Windsor Davis. And Alan said, well, it's my best friend at university. And we found out that these were brothers. So our best friends from school and university were brothers. Andy Wilde for Emily, who's in, and Matt Wilde. So Alan knew Matt from college. So it was kind of like twisted. We would have kind of ended up meeting each other at some point, and yeah, it felt very like fate.
And he used to make me little tapes. He used to bring in little
Mixtapes.
Ooh. So yeah.
But yeah, that's when we met, and
and then it was. I think it was Jamie's. It was your birthday, and we all went out.
Yeah,
as a big group.
About 3 weeks in.
And I sort of said, you know, you can come back to mine tonight if you want, if you don't want to go back to Brixton. And then tell them what I said the next morning. It was so cheesy.
It wasn't cheesy.
It was like, well, you better go and buy yourself a toothbrush flower.
Alan thinks it was like that, but in my head it was like...
Here's a ring.
Bridget Jones' Diary. So yeah, go and buy yourself a toothbrush. You know, like in Truly Madly Deeply, where they stop in the car and he goes to Juliet Stevenson, go and get a toothbrush. So for me, it was like that. It was like all my Christmases come up.
You better go bring some. Leave your knickers here, love.
Anyway, then we kind of dated for a few months. Finished that job, and Alan went off to do a really crappy temping job, and I got a job in the Swatch shop in Covent Garden.
Yours was a lovely job. Mine was horrendous.
Where I met Tyra Banks. And because it was kind of the flagship Swatch shop. Anyway, I used to have to wear a little green body warmer and say to people as they came in the door, "Hi, welcome to Swatch. My name's Jamie. How can I help?" Anyway, I went to meet Alan after his first day back at work in the real world temping, and Alan said that was when he saw me, that's when he kind of realised, that's who I need.
I had a really bad day. If anybody's been temping and you're an actor, you get the shittest jobs in the world. And the phone call was during somebody saying, "You've got to go to the Ministry of Materials." I was like, "Oh, that sounds interesting." And I thought I was doing like, filing and putting things away, and it wasn't. I got there and they're like, "Right, the lift's broken, so you need to carry all these boxes all the way up those stairs." And I said, "I thought I'm here to do admin." And they went, "You're carrying admin things up the stairs." And it was such a horrific day, and I thought, I need to see Jamie tonight. After I finished this job, I really need to see him. So I rang him. I said, "I hope you're not busy, but I really need to meet you and have a drink. I've had a horrendous day, and I need to see your face."
Hey, and so and then
And get yourself a toothbrush.
and then we were kind of together from then on in, really, inseparable. Alan went off to do some tours and stuff, but
with Crag Rats.
We decided to move in together. So when he came back, we moved in together, and 24
the rest is history.
years later, and we got our anniversary. For those who want to know, our wedding anniversary is on Friday. So when you see the fireworks on Friday,
it's because of us.
Think of us too. So we got married the 5th of November.
In Richmond, London.
Let's have a look at some of these messages coming in. I don't want to miss them all. Secondary school. Mad Aberfan avoided the Christmas play because they were organised by Sister Assumpta. And that is not someone you would argue with because she was almost 6 foot, built like a brick shithouse, and had a broad Northern Irish accent. Jimmy Riddle was a tree in his first panto. We have Blazek from Poland. Greetings. Aljax Johnson says he was in a drama school in Southport and they did The Wizard of Oz. I was one of 2 bouncers outside the Emerald City. At the end of our version, both the witch and Dorothy died because they got stabbed. Tell us what drama group that was, Aljax. Terry Lampard, good evening. Nicholas Parr was always given the backstage roles at school. Ockbin Blakey is going to use the term thin as a reed often. Pauline used to go to Momi a lot. Jean-Pierre Boltha once dressed as a Zulu in grade 1, 1997 during the annual concert with a face smeared with cocoa. Not today, you didn't. Dries, at the age of 5, I was the voice of the harp in Jack and the Beanstalk, hidden behind the piano. At the end, the headmistress, she said, "This is the real star of the show," and revealed. I hope you sort of rose from the piano. So there's lots of things. Any more on here? Going back.
Lady Knickers.
We'll come back to your question, Alison. Annie Sanderson saw Alan at Momi.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Erica Ann Deakins loving the story about heaven, me going to heaven.
And Erica was an actress at the Momi as well. The fun we had, Erica, do you remember?
So a few questions coming in.
Martin Gunn Spencer says he loved What a Beautiful Story. He's having his first anniversary on Saturday. Oh.
Anthony Berry. Alan, did you mention Crag Rats?
Yes, I was with Crag Rats only for one term.
Crag Rats is very legs akimbo for anyone who watches League of Gentlemen.
And I think Saran Jones worked for them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she did.
So my college was in West Yorkshire in a place called Bretton Hall, and anybody who sort of left Bretton sort of would go and do a little stint at Crag Rats if they wanted to.
You sort of enjoyed it, but they kind of fleeced you, didn't they, really? You worked out how much they were getting paid per show and then how much the actors were getting paid.
It wasn't so much that. It was that there was 2 groups of actors going around Lancashire.
Preston area.
And one group got a nice sort of pad to stay in, and the others had a house in Preston which was on the bones of its arse. And
Alan was in the really beautiful, it was a barn, a converted barn. It was stunning because I went and stayed with them. But the organisers decided to swap them halfway through. Yeah. And so suddenly Alan was going from this luxury barn to this shithouse in Preston.
And it's not because I went from luxury to a shithouse. It's the fact that the shithouse house had no washing machine. The boiler was on its last legs, and I thought, you can't treat your actors like this. We're having to go to the laundrette every week. Oh, it was awful. And I thought, I'm not going to do this again. So I told them where, and they wanted me to come back, and I said, no, I can't work for you.
Erica Ann Deakin was Clytemnestra in secondary school, hid a little syringe down her cleavage so she could push it and blood could spurt out. Michael Andrew Gibbons remembers meeting me in September 2004 for the first time. That's Alan's brother. It's like, that's 7 or 8 years.
Took a while, didn't it?
Took a while before we got Michael down to London. Right, I'm going right back to messages. Alison Davies got another question. Tell us something really random that we don't know about us.
Ooh.
I don't know. Do you know that I was in a Mars bar advert where I walked a catwalk with supermodels? Not supermodels, but big old models. That's kind of something unusual
Yeah, that's
about
random,
me.
isn't it? And mine's I was at work at the Millennium Dome when they tried to steal the diamond.
Oh yeah, and Alan was dressed as a big sort of sponge monkey.
And I was off to go and get my costume, and suddenly all these like cleaners then became policemen by putting little police hats on, and guns came out their, their buckets and said move, 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 move. So it was during the robbery that.
Carol Brooks says temping was always random. She was an A&E receptionist at a local hospital for a while, not really clerical. Sue Neal would like to see a couple of wedding pics sometime. I'll have a look for some, Sue. We'll send you a couple. When did we get married? What year?
2007, I think.
2007, so 14 years ago.
Well, we met in 97, so.
Anthony Berry will tell his friends who live opposite the theatre in Holmfirth.
I'm not sure whether the Crag Rats are still running. I don't think they are they?
It's
like a big massive barn.
Let's have a look at some questions. Joel William Hazeldine, do we come up with TV film ideas for new sketches, or do fans suggest ideas for us? Both. We have to. It has to be something we like and get and understand and kind of are affectionate with for us to do it. But we're always open to people making suggestions. We just might not get round to them or do them. Are the phone room girls based on people we know, or are they observances of different people? They're just, for me, mine is just observing different people. I try and do like a posh Scouse accent. So you get those people in Liverpool who are like this, and they kind of talk with a Scouse accent, but they think they're a little bit posher than others, so they sort of slow down a little bit.
Sherry is actually based on a couple of school bullies that we had at our school.
Oh, really?
And they were big girls, so they used to sort of push their weight around and sort of shove people out of the way. And one was a bit of a sort of like a bit of a slapper. We used to get the blokes. She was just used to, but her blokes were a lot older than she was. I think she was like sort of 14, and the blokes were like 27.
Neil Sandwell failed his audition at Bretton Hall.
Oh,
I remember
Neil.
being asked to read an extract from Scott's diaries as a working man's club comedian. That was his best bit.
Oh, it's a shame. You'd have liked Brennan. I think Brennan would have liked you if they had the right sense.
Michael says he's seen me in Corrie and Emmerdale and saw Alan chucking flour at Gordon Ramsay.
That's it. Put our careers on.
Here's a good question. What are the worst jobs? This is from Emily Wade,
God,
Amelia Wadday. What are the worst jobs you've had between acting jobs?
Well, I'm going to talk about an acting job I got, which was for a YouTube advert. And it was for a company called Arse Jeeves. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And it was
It's not the worst job. It was quite good actually, but I guess.
And it was a guy who worked. It was meant to be something like to do with The Office. And he said this guy sort of started to start stripping his clothes off.
Has a bit of a breakdown and strips, but to the stripper music.
Yeah, and I got that part. So we're in this little sort of office filming. And I had to do this sort of stripping about 30 times.
Strip down to Y fronts.
And it wasn't because I was doing it wrong. It was because the reactions of the people watching me weren't good enough. So I had to keep doing this thing over and over again until they got the right reactions from this girl and this guy. And then about sort of 10 metres out the window was another office where your friend saw.
Well, yeah, my friend, who I was working with later on that week, told me this story and said, "Oh, you'll never guess what happened to us the other day." I was running a course because I used to work for trainers. I was running a course, and suddenly everyone on the course started looking out the window, and I kind of was trying to get their attention back, and they were all just staring out the window. And then we looked over, and there was this little chubby man strip teasing up in the office opposite. And then he put his clothes back on and did it again. And I said, "That's my husband."
And the money was awful. And you know when the crew sort of are watching you, but going a little bit, "Poor you. Oh, poor guy. God."
But worst jobs between acting, kind of. We had to. This is such a weird one. Me and Alan catered for Chock-a-Block. Do you remember Chock-a-Block? Chock-a-Chick from Chock-a-Block, Carol Leader, who was also a Play School presenter. We catered her 60th birthday party, and it was a hysterical night that we catered a party.
And they said we've got these salmon pies which have been handcraftedly made by this woman,
Some artisan baker.
this artisan woman who lives in a windmill. They cost £120 each. Can you reheat them? And I thought, well, yeah, you just put them in the oven, don't you? You just reheat your pie. But what they didn't realise was that a pie, when it's baked, when it's reheated, it will fill up with air
That's
again.
all cracking and
It will inflate, and all the pastry will break. So these pies came back out of the oven like...
they looked like beautiful fish when they went in.
It looked like I punched them. And I said, Jamie, these pies look shit because we've had to reheat them and it's bloated up and gone back down again and it's all broken.
We sort of like hid it underneath some watercress.
And I look like some sort of bloke who worked in a kebab van.
I used to go out and I was going out and doing stuff. Alan was back of house.
You was going out with all the trays with hors d'oeuvres on. And I had this sort of dirty tea... You always had dirty tea towels there. I had a dirty tea towel over my shoulder. And they said, oh, we must go to the kitchen to thank Alan. And I said, don't let them in, don't let them in. Because the sink was full of dishwater, which was filthy, with bits of salmon floating around in it. I was like dressed like a kebab man.
I think we half-inched some caviar as well.
But to be honest, they were pissed off their faces, so they didn't even notice.
Yeah, we got paid well, so we got a taxi home and we were good.
And I said to Jamie afterwards, are you allowed to reheat a salmon pie?
That was a funny job. So Emily, that was one of our funniest jobs. I used to cater for this training company, and that night when we did, it was a bit like Mrs. O'Regan and Pixie Mason. If anyone watches Cell Block H, let's have a look.
But if any of you are actors or been actors, you'll know that you've got to do some bad jobs to pay the rent, rather than signing on.
Europop Top has bought our calendar from New Zealand. Did you buy it today? Did we do in New Zealand?
Yes, we had. I can't remember.
Might be yours. Might be winging its way to you. Stephen Talbot has been trying to log in for the last 30 minutes. Forgot his password.
Oh.
Well, welcome. Better late than never. It's kind of relaxed, unplugged tonight. So ask us anything. Oxen Bailey, could we recreate some Julian and Sandy stuff? We love Julian and Sandy. A boner to Vardy, a dolly old eek. Europop Top thinks we should do Thunderbirds. We are planning some kind of Jerry Anderson stuff, so keep watching.
I've got an idea that I want to do.
Let's have a look. Some more questions coming on.
Jane says, have we ever been asked for our autograph since doing Ice Creations?
No, we've been asked to sign calendars.
Yeah.
Gemma Alexander, welcome. Sorry you were late. You can come and collect your calendar tomorrow if you want. In person. We were gonna or maybe we should do it at Weatherspoons and have a drink together. Let us know. Who came up with the idea of doing the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Jamie did, in the bath.
Yeah, that was me. I have all my good ideas in the bath.
Jamie spends about 2 hours in the bath. And it's a nice bath, it's a nice bathroom. And so he'll go up there and he'll just come down, or he'll email me from the bath with ideas. And I'll email back and go, yeah, good idea.
So yeah, Rocky Horror. We wanted to do something Halloween-y, and I thought that would be a good one. And we almost gave up a couple of times because it felt like it was too big. Excuse me, to do. But we swallowed an umbrella earlier. But it wasn't too big, and we really enjoyed doing it. And I hope you liked it.
And didn't he look fabulous as Frank?
We would have liked to have done longer songs, but we would have got pulled. So we worked out how much we could put in with it being fair use policy, which means we're not pulled by Universal, whoever owns Rocky Horror.
I thought Jamie looked absolutely marvellous.
I did all my own makeup as well, didn't I?
Which is
new for me. Kate Kirk, the production in your vids is fantastic. How do you do all of that techie stuff?
editing.
Learning,
isn't it?
yeah, just learning on the job really, and working it all out, watching YouTube tutorials.
If you see some of our early ones, they're a bit blurred and a little bit basic, but you know, we learned a lot as we went along, didn't we?
Yeah. Are your YouTube troll characters based on anyone we know? Bridget Blockett and Maureen
Whinge and Blockett.
Whinge and Blockett. Maureen Whinge.
They're just based on two people that slated my Hyacinth.
Yeah.
I think the other day somebody said, "Oh, I didn't know Hyacinth had 3 chins." So, how very dare you?
Yeah, we do get some horrible things.
Yeah.
Here we go. Loads of new comments coming in. Are there any 2021 calendars?
We have 2. One person paid for some, but never ever.
That's last year's calendar.
It never gave us their address.
It's kind of it's not as good as this year's calendar. It's
Again, we didn't. Well, we created
did it
this
for mates.
last summer, so we didn't have all that many photos, did we?
No, and it was for mates. It was like we didn't realise it was gonna go into this crazy thing that it's become.
And then we had loads left to sell, and we were like, "Oh, people aren't going to buy these." And then suddenly there's this big mad rush, and then we sold out, and people kept saying, "Where are these calendars? When calendar?" I was like, "Oh, they're not here."
Meatloaf was fabulous as well. Alan looks like Meatloaf. I've always thought this. Have we ever met any of our idols? Who have we met? We met Elaine Page. Not that she's an idol, but she's funny.
I was talking to Neil today, and I think it was Neil talking about Auntie Mabel, and we've met Linda Barron.
Linda Barron came to see a play I directed that Alan was kind of the star of.
And she's seen a couple of our plays as Linda Barron, because a friend of ours is a friend of Linda's. So, and she sort of said casually, "Oh, my friend Linda's in tonight." I'm like, "Oh, is she?" Yeah, yeah. And then we see Nurse Gladys Manuel on the front row. We're like, "That Linda." So yeah, but we didn't tell her that we loved Auntie Mabel and Pippin. I think she might have been a bit freaked out.
I've met Mandy Patinkin, who I'm still a little bit in love with, and I met him in 1995. You go and see him live and you wait in the theatre. He comes out and chats to people.
Stephen Fry came to your play, didn't he? That you were
in? Stephen Fry came to
sat in a little theatre, a little audience.
I'm trying to think. We've met that sounds so big, but we have met a lot of people, haven't we?
Yeah. Over the years. They're just like me and you, really, aren't we? They're just normal.
Yeah, your Columbia was amazing, Jamie, and your Magenta, Alan, fab. Who are our comedy heroes? Victoria Wood, French and Saunders,
Hilda Baker, Molly Sugden, Victoria Wood,
Kathy
Les
Burke,
Dawson, Stanley Baxter. Anybody
Kath
does
and
drag.
Kim.
Yeah.
Both Kath and Kim and Magda.
Yeah.
From Kath and Kim.
Anybody makes me laugh, really.
Oh, Molly Shannon from Saturday Night Live, if anyone knows her. And actually A.D. Bryant and Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live, we find it hilarious as well. Funny women. We find women most probably funnier than men, don't we?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Keep going. So many messages coming in. Hang on.
Joe So Lombardelli says, "Have we done the Royal Family?" Yeah, we've done a Royal Family little skit.
Yeah. Look it up. Carolina Hearn Royal Family. We've done not the Crown, but we could do the Crown. Let's have a look. Our customer service training video is based on a real training video. So there is a video called Customer First. So if you look that up, you'll find what it's based on. We stole the music and then put our version of it.
We had some trolling over that the other day. Somebody saying, "Do you know people work really hard in the supermarket? It's not good that you're."
Yeah, you're offensive to people who are working hard and at least they're doing something not on universal credit like you two of out of work actors.
I bet we're not on universal credit. I think you're very glad.
We could do. Have we ever been threatened with litigation? No. If we were, we think that would be brilliant publicity that some big company wanted to take on two little people who are trying to make people laugh during a pandemic. So let's have a.
I love Jean Pierre Boffa said Jamie is Patsy Stone and me is Mrs. Trunchbull.
We should do a Matilda. Maybe we should do these little musicals like mashed up into 4 minutes again. Do some more. Ali McGuinness has got her 2021 calendar up in the kitchen. Have you got your 2022 calendar, Ali? It's looking great.
Or have you had enough of our ugly mugs all year?
Annie's reminding me that I met Swimsuit Sandra many a time. When I worked with Annie in Covent Garden Books, etc., our manager used to go swimming in some local Covent Garden swimming pool, but used to bring her, then hang her swimming costume on a wire hanger, dripping in her office. And obviously the drips come from the crotch.
And you got that chlorine smell as well.
I wasn't best pleased. Anthony Berry wants to know, do you ever go to Stephen Joseph Theatre? Yeah, we do all the time. We love it. There's just not been anything on that has kind of tickled our fancy.
Sue's mentioning Rachel here.
Sue is Rachel's mum.
So Sue Neal is Rachel's mum, and when Rachel was little, we shared bath time because the bath was huge and it was more economical. Yeah, we used to share the bath water with our parents and stuff. I loved it because she always shared her worries at bath time. Bless her cotton socks. Bath times are great creators of all things wonderful. Yeah, that's what you get.
I love the bath. It's my kind of escape, meditative time. Go in there, just kind of chill out, and I get kind of stressed about work, so it's a nice place for me to chill out. Erica Ann Deacon, didn't we harass a few celebs at the Billy party? And Alison Davies, another question, any funny theatre stories? This is kind of a funny theatre story. So Erica was in the original cast of Billy Elliot, the musical, and invited me as her +1 to the opening night party. Brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to go. I've never got as drunk as that in my life, I don't think. I don't even remember the end of it. There were little bottles of champagne with straws. There were all sorts of celebrities there. I remember having a bit of an argument with Denise Welch over the size of the canapes. I mean, glad that I did now with her whole mask, tirades. Elton John was there, obviously Graham Norton. Anyway, loads of celebs there.
So we're both meant to be working the next morning at 8:45.
I've bigged up the fact I'm going to this celebrity party, so there's no way I can get out of work ill.
And I wasn't invited. So we're both due at work at 9, and it's like 10 to 4, and he's still not here. He's still not home. I'm like, oh my God, what's happened?
I got on the night bus. So I got on the N21 or whatever it was, which goes to Lewisham. That's the night bus home. And I remember waking up on the night bus and looking out the window and seeing Big Ben and thinking, Big Ben shouldn't be on that side of the bus.
Big Ben's not in Lewisham.
And then realising I've been asleep on this night bus for maybe 3 hours. I must have been all the way to Lewisham and back maybe once or twice. Obviously, I've been dead to the world, so they haven't been able to move me. Got off the bus, threw up, got on another night bus, got home to Alan.
About 10 to 7?
I think I opened the door and said, I've been sick, and kind of had a carrier bag with my sick in it.
So he went to bed for an hour.
Denby Reproductions carrier bag. Very sturdy and no air holes.
So he went to bed for an hour and he said, get me up at 8 and then we'll go to work. But he did. He got up when we went to work.
Oh, such a bad day. I was on the phones. We worked at the ticket office of the South Bank Centre. Oh, I was so rough. Let's go. We've got loads of questions coming in.
Rachel said, can we do The King and I? Etc, etc, etc.
I would be little... Is she called Tuppence?
You'd be I, wouldn't you?
Who's Tuppence? What's that one from? Sixpence?
Oh, that's from the Inn of the Sixth Happiness.
Oh, that wouldn't be Sixpence then. Customers First was Gillian McShane's entry-level IC creation video. And she directs people to that first of all, so then they can join our cult. Good.
Yeah.
Erica's remembering this night of Billy Elliot, because Erica went off being glamorous and beautiful, and she was dressed beautifully like a ballerina, and off she went round celebrities, and she had her cast there. So I kind of sunk into the background thinking, I'll let her do what she needs to do. I just got absolutely slaughtered on this free booze, and I picked up my 10x8 headshots from the printers, so I had this wonderful carry bag, so I took them out, put them in my little satchel,
so you could throw
and then obviously threw up in the bag, but held it all the way home, which is weird.
So as not to get on your suit.
So as not to get it on my suit.
Good thinking.
Here we go. There's a message come in from Gillian. Graham Norton was knocking off a friend of hers at uni. He used to come and drink at our crummy student union with him. I knew who he was because of Father Ted, but no one else did. We used to love going to the student union bar at the... what uni was it?
Kensington. Opposite the Science Museum.
Opposite the Science Museum, the Kensington Uni bar.
Because I worked at the Science Museum.
So kind of they could get in. We used to love going there.
We were allowed in because we worked at the Science Museum, yeah.
And it was like
It was
£1.50 a pint.
Oh
or even
yeah, it
less,
was like 8p
maybe.
a pint or something like that.
Let's have a look at some questions coming in. Alan did a fab Molly Sugden as Mrs. Slocum in Are You Being Served? We're going to do it again. We're revisiting Are You Being Served? So look out for a new reboot version. Not like we're not going to do. Who played her in the reboot?
Sherry Hewson.
We're not doing that. We're doing the classic, but our reboot. We were going to do Carry On Screaming. That was the other option for our Halloween video, and I'm really sorry we didn't do it because we could have done all of those wonderful characters. Do we both write your scripts? Do you surprise each other by ad-libbing sometimes?
We sort of do different things really. Like I was craving to do June Dad for ages, and I didn't think Jamie was really into it, so I left it for a while. So when I went off and wrote that, and then because we were going to follow it up with the actress June Dad, her on set being interviewed,
Doing like a backstage
like she was
thing.
like, I've moved next to Derek. I've been following Derek for the past month.
I forgot about that.
So June Dad was sort of my idea.
I wrote the Bake Off and the Sewing Bee sketches.
Yeah.
But then we kind of I write a rough idea and then we play around with it and add our own stuff.
And if Jamie doesn't know things,
Alan's always ad-libbing.
Jamie didn't really know Hyacinth, so I sort of put that one together and who they all were.
Yeah,
But somebody actually mentioned that Jamie, as the vicar, looked more like the vicar's wife than I did. So that was quite funny.
See if I've got anything here.
So yeah, we sort of, and then sometimes we work on things together. But everything's all like compromise, really, isn't it? Sort of.
Alan does me these little... So this is like a little cheat sheet of who's in...
Oh yeah.
What characters we're going to play and what they're like and things like that. So, you've got Hyacinth here and he does a little write-up. Filthy. They're really rude.
Some
But
of them
funny.
are, not all of them are.
But he writes those things. But yeah, Alan makes up stuff all the time and makes me laugh a lot. We've been joined.
There's Peganelli. She's trying to bury that big chew stick, I think. She's not eating it all.
I think she's eaten it, but now she's looking for it. Let's have a look.
Angela says, how about a porridge parody?
I don't know porridge well enough. I know Biggins is in it.
Is he called Sick Notes in it or something?
I don't
Biggins is in everything. We realised that the weekend he was in
Rocky Horror.
He was in
Rent a Ghost.
Rent a Ghost. He's like best friends with Jane Collins.
We watched.
He was in Porridge.
We've just watched Vigil. Has anyone watched Vigil on the submarine drama with Saran Jones? We watched it, and in episode 1, I worked out who done it. I'm not going to say who done it.
He was dying to tell me who it was.
So no spoilers in here.
I'm not going to tell anything.
But I knew who done it, and I said, I've worked it out. Do you want me to tell you what's happening? And Alan said, no, don't. By episode 4, I said, I couldn't not tell him. I said, I've got to tell you. I know exactly who's done it. Anyway, I told him.
And I was going to tell him to write on a piece of paper. Yeah.
Because I was Super Sleuth 1985, number 73. So my brain works like a detective.
Sue Neal says, I love Are You Being Served? It's one of the best comedies we ever made.
Well, Sue, we did really early in lockdown, we did our version of it. This was when we were doing one new recreation every single day. So we had to film it and edit it in one day. It was kind of the challenge we set ourselves and put out there to the public. So it's not brilliant, but it's out there, it's funny. So you could have a little look.
But some of it's blurred because it's mainly my fault because I didn't know how to use the camera.
Biggins was called Lukewarm.
Lukewarm, that was it. Yeah.
Alex Clark says, will we do Downton soon? We've never watched Downton, but we are going to do it.
We want to do Downton.
I think she might be the cook in Downton.
She's
she ate our salmon pie at the catering event.
And left her looking a bit...
She's like a little kind of chubby woman with ginger hair. Alan will play her if we do it.
Yeah.
anyway, she had that salmon pie.
And she looked fine
She was
after
fine.
it. I think they were fine. I was just worried about why they're making us reheat salmon pies. Can't eat them cold.
We've done a picture of Open All Hours. Let me see if I can find your picture of Open All Hours that we did.
Oh, we did that. Another Linda Barron special.
Hang on, let me see if that's going to work.
So anyway, we did this. Jamie put this play on, which was called Carol Churchill's Cloud 9, and Linda sat all the way through it. And I said, "Oh, did you enjoy the play, Linda?" She went, "Yeah, it's very dated, isn't it?"
Let me see if I can find this picture. Hang on, Alan's. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
there we go.
There we go. That was our Open All Hours. We did that in, I guess, like
Summer
August
last
year. So we got all our stuff out from the kitchen and set up a little shop outdoors. And that was when we were playing around with Photoshop and split screen. But yeah, we've not really watched Downton, so we don't know it well enough.
But it doesn't take us long to get our heads around something. It's just them upstairs, downstairs, really, isn't it? But it's just a better version.
Gemma is waiting for a Doctor Who special, so we're gonna do it. We need to beg, borrow, and steal some good costumes, because once we do that, we're kind of opening the doors to.
We know that if we make a mess of it,
because
people are very kind and they share it with they would share it with Doctor Who fans. And if it's not right, or we've got something wrong, or it doesn't look good, we'll hear about it.
It needs to be with our crafty homemade humour and a little bit tongue in cheek, but we need to do it well. We didn't see the photo of Joan Collins at the Pride of Britain. I'm going to look it up right now.
Anthony Berry says Early Doors. Oh, I loved Early Doors. That was such a funny. Nothing
watched
really.
That with my mum and dad.
Nothing really happens in it, but it's so funny. All the characters are so funny. And the big guy who goes on about the roadworks, and he wants everybody to know about the roadworks and have they encountered the traffic jam at the roundabout, and
Mark Benton, I think.
Yeah, and his wonderful girlfriend. Is
it Joan in a car?
Looking really harsh. And
I think she looks fierce at Pride of Britain. The Whovians, yeah, we'll have the Whovians after us. Go on, we're going to have a look at some of these. Some questions. Wurzel, we'd be great as Wurzel Gummidge and Aunt Sally. We've done oh no, we haven't done them, have we?
No.
We did Popeye and Olive Oil.
Melanie said we've done the League of Gentlemen. We've done Tubbs and Edward.
Done a couple of pictures. We did Tubbs and Edward, and we did,
Pauline and Pence.
Mickey. What's the rudest celeb we've ever met?
Well, she wasn't rude, but I once served a friend of Lulu's who had come to see this dance show, and it was sold out. And I said, "Oh, the best I can offer you is 2 seats, sat either end of a row, so you won't be sat together." So this friend of Lulu's wanted to see the show. Lulu had a face on her I was gonna send her to hell, and she was like, "Whatever." So anyway, I sold them these tickets and said, it's the best I can get, but at least you can see it. And Lulu just wasn't very happy. She wasn't,
I don't think I've met any really rude celebrities. Have I? Who?
People who
remind me.
When you were selling the books for them.
Oh yeah. Mira Sayal, I had a bit of a bad experience with when she did a book signing at the bookshop I was working at, and I had to use one of those old-fashioned credit card machines.
So
I was rocking the table, and she got a bit arsey with me. But people have got other things on their mind, and they forget. Often, people forget kind of the little people, if you know what I mean. You kind of once you've got something else on your beef, then you forget the other people. That
she could have said it in a way that wasn't as arsey.
Yeah, but she was meant
to had books to sell.
Yeah, she was meant to be in her own mind. Mad Aberfan says, can't remember, have we done the Golden Girls? We've done the Golden Girls twice. So the first ever video we did was the Golden Girls, way back in last year, early in the lockdown, when we had about 6 weeks in the house, and we just did it. This year, we mashed up mash it up. We did the Golden Girls with the A-Team and did this big kind of video where the Golden Girls are crime-fighting mercenaries. Look it up. It's funny. I really enjoyed it.
And that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? That was like the Cagney and Lacey show where we were running around the back garden with
guns.
pretend guns and, bazooka guns and missiles.
Stephen Flavel wants to know, was Lulu dressed in a Freeman's catalogue gear?
She was in some outfit, but her face on her. Lulu might have actually paid for those tickets. I'm not sure. Somebody paid for them, but she didn't want to see it. I think she just wanted to get pissed. You know what I mean? I don't want to see no dance show on my own while you sit over there. I want to get pissed.
Neil and
Sue both said George and Mildred. Love George and Mildred. Love Youtha. If any of those were with us a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about Youtha Joyce.
We are going to do a George and Mildred sketch, homage. So look out for that, because that's going to come soon. Champagne for Lulu! That's a quote from Ab Fab, Martin Garten-Spence, popping in with it. Have we ever done a Dallas parody?
No, we're still looking for a Stetson.
Yeah, we need to get a Stetson. Anthony Berry, Arthur Mullard was a rude beggar, barreled into me in Leicester Square, knocked me over, no apology. Well, he was, we found out he's a bit dodgy bodgy.
We were talking about Queenie Watts a couple of weeks ago in our sort of heroines of comedy, and I love Queenie Watts, but I know full well that he has a history which isn't very good. And I think, she died before all that came out, but I think if she knew, she'd have kicked him in the bollocks, I think.
Yeah, I think he was a bit of a horrible Savile kind of man.
So, don't talk about him.
Ian Allardyce, what do the neighbours think when we're out in the garden doing sketches? They've never seen it.
Well, they've seen me dressed as Yoda, and they've seen you as dressed as
Luke Skywalker. And I think one side saw us when we dressed as Monkey Magic.
They don't mention it, they're just like, they're at it again.
And the people behind, we don't really know, so we're not too sure.
The other day I was dressed as Auntie Mabel in kitten heels, walking up and down the back alley for about 3 hours. No, I didn't see anybody, did I?
And I was in our little ginnel as Deirdre Rashid, getting arrested one week behind my bars.
And you were cruising around the bins, weren't you?
Have you seen the Dame Edna Prison Supper Cake episode? Very funny. No, we'll have a look.
Oh, I have seen it. I saw it years ago. It's really funny. Yeah.
Melanie Fairley loved our bread sketch. We really wanted to do bread for a long time, and then we worked out, let's do it. We got it ready, and we were both really proud of that one. And that's when we kind of decided, or we might have decided by then, to start putting the phone girls in other sketches, kind of where they don't really belong, but they were in the Easter eggs.
They were in Eurovision, weren't they?
They're in Eurovision. They're in loads of them. So look out for them. They pop up a lot. They're in on the buses. They're out there.
Neil Sandwell said you went to Lena Zavaroni's 18th birthday party 40 years ago this week. I was a very small child, of course, and she was lovely. She was a singer, wasn't she?
This is such a name drop moment, but Bobby Crush keeps wanting us to do a what's it called? Huey Green.
Some Stars in Their Eyes.
No. Search for Opportunity Knock. He wants us to do an Opportunity Knock sketch, because then we could do Lena Zavaroni, we could do him, we could do Victoria Wood, Les Dawson. There's loads of people we could do on that.
And a lot of them started their careers on that.
Martin Hyde said, why are we never in costume when he walks past? Do you walk past our house, Martin?
Martin Hyde.
Are you a local? Are you local? Do you look in?
Yeah, I'm not asleep on my recliner, am I?
Phil
dribbling.
Phil says Alan would make a fierce Nora Batty from Last Summer Wine. We're going to do Last Summer Wine.
Last Summer Wine. We were going to do it last summer, but I came down with not COVID or anything like that, but I was just too unwell to do it, and it was the sunny day that we needed. And then after that, the sun never shone again, did it? But that's on like Limbo. That's in Limbo.
Miami Vice skit. I don't know it well enough. We'd have to put other characters into Miami Vice and do like a mashup crossover.
Yeah.
Here we go. Message coming from Annie Sanderson. The actor who played the dad in Bread lives in Rochester. Oh, of course. I've just read that. Let me. I'm going to go back over here. So Martin Hyde.
You're Martin can eat me.
Martin, YouTube has just flagged up your comment as inappropriate because Martin's just written "Eat Me Boys." What he means is they're the boys from Eat Me Cafe, of course. Eat Me Cafe is a gorgeous cafe at the end of our road that when I even viewed this house, the owner told me about and said, "You're going to love the Eat Me Cafe." And we do.
And they had
it's
a
now
wonder-
based in the Stephen Joseph
And they had a
Theatre.
wonderful little cafe at the end of the street. Then obviously COVID put quash to that. And then they've moved into the Stephen Joseph Theatre. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it just feels like it's
it's like
right.
they were there forever.
And that's where we went with Ali and Sam. Anyway, and
And you've just had a top award, haven't you? Or some top award of great hygiene or something. You're wonderful, clean people.
But Martin, we must always be in costume when you walk past. If the curtains are drawn, it means we're filming.
Yeah, if it's Saturday afternoon, the curtains are drawn. We're dragged up in front of the blue wall.
I was worried because I popped down with like cameras and lights and put these in the lounge and then draw the curtains. I bet people think we're making like ropey sort of Reader's Wives porn in here.
And then the doorbell rings on a Saturday with the delivery, and it's me dressed as Divinity. Thanks, love.
We got requests coming in. Martin says, "Oh, stop it, lads." No, we do. We love the cafe. We find it really relaxed and fun and nice food. It's kind of our cafe of choice when we have visitors.
Yeah.
We've just not been there as often because I worked abroad for so many years. We had a message. We had one from Annie come in. It was quite a long one. Annie says, the actor who played the dad in Bread lives in Rochester. And he wanders around a lot with his wild white hair and walking stick. He's getting on a bit now. Alan thinks he might have died, Annie, so I think it might be someone else.
No. The reason why I know is I think him and Lilo Lil, the actress, died like same month or something.
Martin, you're getting a lot of love in the Facebook comments. Gemma Alexander, Eat Me, legendary. She loves you being in the SJ2. Martin Garton Spencer says, after Bread, how about some other Scouse shows? We're going to do Brookie. We are going to do Brookside. We just need to work out who are all the classics that we need to get in there. Because we want to get Annabelle Collins. We want Sheila and Bobby. Like, do we do old Brookie and then new Brookie? I don't know. We're going to do Brookie.
We'll do Brookie, classic Brookie, I think. That was what people would...
Annie, that man from Bread is dead.
He died last year.
He died with you laughing at him with his wild hair and his walking stick. Here we go. Paul, messages come in. Paul Sampson. Hello, thank you for your video clips. I'm 40-ish years old with acute mental health. You are my YouTube sunshine. Oh, thank you, Paul. It really touches us when we get messages like that.
And I was talking to Neil today, Neil Sandwell, and he remembers the Eat Me Cafe when he came a few years ago. And he said if ever he pops to Scarborough again, that's where we're going.
Oh, lovely. Well, all good. Mine, the love's coming in. Alison McGuinness, just heard you talking about the cafe. It was bloody lovely when we went.
And the cocktails, don't go there. They're lovely, bloody lovely.
Does anyone, I want to ask you a question. Does anyone else get those adverts on Facebook popping up where they're kind of insipid, youngish, 30-year-old to 40-year-old women? They're meant to be mums, and they're talking about like gadgets that they've bought from somewhere called Must Have Ideas or something like that. And they go, oh, these are wonderful. I mean, these are really useful. These hooks stick on everywhere. Do you get those sort of adverts? If you do, I'm planning a sketch and a skit on them. But I don't know if it's just me that sees them.
I had one the other day about something that catches fluff out of your washing machine.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing. Do you get those kind of adverts? Do it with like housewives talking about gadgets.
So are they the influencers that get free items?
Influencers, yeah.
Influencers.
Michael Stanford, of course you can share something. Share away. A gimme pastiche will be brilliant. We've done a photograph of Gimme, which got a lot of traction. It got shared by Jonathan Harvey. So it got seen by a lot of people. Got us some love. Peggy's on the ground if you can hear her churning about.
And for those who have calendars of this year, we actually, it's on this month, isn't it? We did this for November.
But I don't know if there's enough characters in Gimme for us to do a spoof of it.
There's a few.
Like,
There's
to
the
think about it, because there's Beryl downstairs, isn't there?
yeah.
Martin from Eat Me says, do QVC. We're going to do a QVC to advertise our calendar. So our calendar for sale, we're going to do a QVC shopping.
So we're going to pop
channel.
on a jazzed up Lazy Susan so it can rotate.
But yeah, we're going to do a QVC to sell that. Oh, love coming in for the Eat Me Cafe. Your dirty eggs are to die for. Yeah, Angela Ciso's ad. She's guilty of buying stuff from Must Have Ideas. Alan's Linda hair is amazing. What was Alan's Linda hair? What was that?
Oh, do you know it's one of my cheapest wigs I own, and this is what I wore for Sissy and Ada. It's like an old beehive that's about 15, 16 years old, and it's so wiry and rough that you can sort of shape it into any sort of design you want. A lot of the great hairdos I do are made from cheap
And what's
wigs.
the blonde? Just cut
Just
off another.
just those clip-on streaks you can get.
Ah, okay. Phil V says, what inspired us to do the Come Outside sketch? It's his favourite.
I was talking to Neil today about this, and we were obsessed with Auntie Mabel since the 90s. And one episode that really just wowed me was one episode where she follows Pippin's poo from the garden to the sewage works and back again. And it was just this is bizarre. I mean, she talks about apples and pencils in other episodes, but it was just that, and it's always stuck with me, Auntie Mabel and Pippin, that this woman with a dog will go and buy a pencil, but use a light aircraft to go and get it, thus creating so much global warming.
I'm just putting a message in.
So yeah, so it was like, again, that was me. Let's do Come Outside.
I've not. Emily Wade has not seen the adverts, but strange perfume adverts have started for Christmas. Let's have a look. We've got some more messages.
How many wigs do I have?
Like too many. Alan's got a bit of an obsession with buying wigs.
I don't go online and buy a wig for £80. I just would never do that. What I do is I look online, and if there's somebody buying and selling a bundle or a job lot, I go for them. So you get 10 wigs for £30, and then I clean and dress up the ones I want, and the ones I don't want either give to the charity shop or I sell on, or they're just ready for the bin. So I've done that for years and years.
Alan bought a wig in the charity shop.
I think I've got about
over 200.
No, not that many. About 100 wigs.
Alan bought a wig in the charity shop the other day, and he's going to make it into Donald Trump's mum's hair. If you've never seen her, give her a Google. It's amazing. A lovely message coming from Michael Stanford. So Michael, I didn't miss it. We saw it, and I didn't want to say it in the middle of all that. But Michael says, we've given a very poorly man some proper belly laughs. He's currently battling the big C, and we make his day. So thank you, Michael. And sending you positive love and vibes, and I hope it's as good as it can be, and I don't know what that is, but we'll keep on making you laugh.
Honestly, it's nice to hear that we give people giggles and chuckles and joy.
That's all we want to do, really, is make people laugh. So yeah, Michael, I saw your comment. I just didn't want to read it in the middle of all that. But yeah, we're glad we're making you smile, and there's love coming, Michael, from Facebook. There's love coming towards you. So yeah, everyone's sending lots of love to Michael Standford. So big love out to you, and let us know what you want us to do. We'll do a spesh.
And I was talking to Neil today on Facebook, and he's just he still has the long COVID
yeah.
Symptoms. He's completely wiped out, but he's been laughing at our antics. So
yeah, that's really so why we started it all basically was to cheer us up, to give us something to do when lockdown was happening and kind of nothing else was going on, and we were a bit frantic. and to make our friends and family laugh. And that's how it started. And then people convinced us to start sharing them a bit further afield. And we did. And it kind of snowballed, and we got interviewed on Radio 2 on the Steve Wright afternoon show. And that was kind of when it exploded a little bit.
Yeah.
And suddenly we had lots of people following us, and we thought, right, we've got to keep doing this. We've kind of promised we'll do it.
But we enjoyed doing it, didn't we?
Yeah, and we did it throughout the whole of the first lockdown. We did one new photograph or video every single day. Second lockdown, we did new photo every day, and we did A to Z through the alphabet and videos. And then this year, we've just been doing kind of videos, the odd photo, because kind of life is getting back to normal. But we still want to keep doing it because it's funny.
What we learned was sometimes we used to do a photo every day, and because we were adding every day, it wouldn't show on people's Facebook pages. So a lot of it was getting lost, wasn't it? So we're like, oh, but the videos seemed to be working because people used to see those once a week. So we sort of decided to sort of perhaps put all our energy into the videos, and and then we'd also get more of our funny ideas out using the videos, and so that's sort of that was about a year ago, wasn't it? That we started doing videos.
Yeah. But guys, if you are on Facebook, make sure that you like our page and don't just follow our page. So if you like it as well as follow it, would be really good for us.
And if you think of anybody that would appreciate our humour, or that just share it with them and see if.
Yeah, like we have got a lot of followers. We're kind of influencers, but we can look at the analytics and we notice that things don't get seen as much as they do, and then people kind of comment and go, "Have you ever done?" And we're thinking, well, yeah, of course, and we've done that whilst you're a follower, so I wonder why it got lost in the algorithm or whatever. So make sure you like and follow us. Here we go, some messages coming in. Tracy Ann Cannon was in the shop yesterday and she was singing Customer First.
Customer
As
first.
she walked around, it's proper earworm.
Customer first.
Karen Avery says Schitt's Creek would make a parody.
With all the wigs.
We've started watching it. We haven't finished it, and I know that it gets better because we started watching it. Both of us haven't got it yet. Like, we haven't really got into it yet, but we're going to get back to it. Cagney and Lacey is legendary. Thank you. Chester Fumble got some love there. Angela Slack discovered us last week. Keeping up appearances was so funny. Onslow especially. Yorkshire Bus Guy says only 29 people have liked this YouTube live, so give us a thumbs up. Yeah, honestly, and I know it seems stupid, but every little thing like that makes a huge amount of difference. So liking videos, sharing, clicking, even if it's you want to comment and just put like an emoji in the comment, makes a massive difference. Even like when we get the thumbs down and we get the trolls and stuff, the weird bit of that is actually they're helping us out because they're
it's
interacting.
an opinion, isn't it?
So any interaction helps massively. The calendar is for sale, $12.99. That's in UK, and that includes postage and packaging, and it includes a donation to the Stand Up Foundation, which is Ben Cohen, the rugby player, his foundation for anti-bullying, which we supported last year, and we're going to support again. It's a really nice calendar. It's funny and it's nice and it's out there, and it's arriving with people. So if you want one, make sure you order it and get it, because.
And also, it can have our lovely faces in your kitchen or office all year round.
And it's really, honestly, we're really proud of this year's calendar. It's really fun, and
because as I said, last year's calendar we started it in the summer, and then after the calendar was published and printed, we did so many better projects after that. So now we've had can use those photos in this year's calendar.
Yeah, we've got loads more. Coral Daft says, "Thank you forever for saying my name, Coral Daft." Am I saying it wrong? Maybe I'm reading it wrong.
I saw it today, Coral, and I thought it was like Carol Daft. And that's a great name, isn't it? Oh, I was talking to Carol Daft out the street, and she said...
Jimmy Curtis says, if I buy the calendar, can Ben hand deliver it to me? Who's Ben?
Who's Ben?
Maybe I'm lost with that.
The two of us.
Good night, Angela Willis. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Crossroads. That was we put that up today, didn't we? Because it was a
Yeah, we put it up yesterday.
A
The Crossroads
anniversary.
video, 'cause it's a anniversary. Yeah, it's like it's about clicking the page. So it's like the thumb at the top of the page somewhere. You can follow a page, you can like a page, or you can do both. Make sure you like the page. Michael says, "Will we come to his 50th birthday?" When's your 50th birthday, Michael?
And where are you? I think Michael's also asked us to do Subblock H.
Stephen from the Eat Me would like a Robin's Nest. We've got to do George and Mildred first. But Robin's Nest has got O'Reilly in it from Fawlty Towers, hasn't it?
Yeah, did you
It's
like
like a one-armed waiter.
Did you like our Fawlty Towers? We're quite proud of that one, weren't we?
Yeah, we were proud of that one. We did a little character from
Yes, I know. Oh no.
Ben Cohen. I did say Ben Cohen, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said the right name.
Yep. Lisa Driscoll from Canada.
Lisa, your calendar is winging its way across.
Yep, she's just joined us. She's talking today about because we put the clocks back.
Ah, okay, yeah. So all the clocks are a bit
So
weird.
she was trying to sort of find out what time was best for us to tune in.
Jason says, do a 70s sitcom special. We want to highlight. We want to do enough of all of them.
I tell you what, I was thinking about the other day because we did the Joan Sanderson in Fawlty Towers. Is
Lisa. Ba-dum, yeah, we should do Lisa with all the adult kids.
Yeah, I'm 36, sir.
70s. I want to do a Come Dine With Me best moments. So you might see that soon with that woman who puts things on planks and Valerie with her little shells. Martin loved Fawlty Towers. Simon Riley Smith, to please do B. Smith and Prisoner of the End credits. We're gonna do it. I promise you. Prisoner's coming.
You see, again, it's one of those things where
Alan's even bought a Ruth Ballinger siege blouse, so
Yeah.
it's happening.
You see, the trouble was I've been looking for now you will know the difficulties. Trying to find like a warden outfit so we can dress as wardens.
Stephen Richards has said why he said it's Ben Cohen is Ben could hand deliver the calendar.
Oh yeah.
Right, if you've got more money to spare, then buy Ben's calendar because
Yeah.
that's like sauce aplenty.
Yeah.
Big Bear says, BG Bear says, sorry I'm late. Our audience, Big Bear.
Oh, BG Bear sounds big. You sound all cuddly.
I did a off topic. I did a Harry Potter kind of big event for Warner Brothers and Coca-Cola, and we had competition winners come to England, and they got to live the Harry Potter life. So kind of they went to school in Hogwarts, and I was Gryffindor head boy, and so I had Gryffindor pupils and stuff. And we kind of primed it all thinking we'd have kids, but obviously it was a Coca-Cola competition, and the prize was on the bottom of the lid of Coca-Cola bottles. It was worldwide. Anyway, in my group, I had the most funny family from Australia that I've ever met, from like the middle of Australia. The mother had a proper beehive and batwing glasses without irony. They were proper like hillbilly sort of Australians. And also I had a group called the Bakersfield Bears. So I just had this amazing family from Australia and all these hairy gay men in my little Hogwarts class for a week, going around the country with them.
Tracy, you've just had your comment pulled because you've written vinegar tits.
We show that. We've had to put like a thing on YouTube because we got raided by those fascists. Big Bear anyway says, have we sat through the Diana musical? We have. And I loved it. Alan was on his tablet a lot, but I kept saying, watch this bit. A Thriller in Manila with Camilla being one of my favourite songs. Fuck You Dress, I think, being another one. And when James Hewitt arrives and the Queen or Barbara Cartland introduces
Oh, isn't he like on a horse with
his
without
horse,
a shirt
yeah,
on?
his shirt, and he rises from the stage.
Please.
If we do, Michael says if we do Prisoner Who's B, I mean, it's obvious, Michael. I don't even need to.
You're going to be Lizzie, though,
I'll
aren't
be
you?
Lizzie, yeah.
With your grog.
We could do a Fanny Craddock versus Delia Smith cook-off episode.
Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Is the gorgeous dog who played Bouncer in your neighbour's credits your own dog? Love those credits. Yeah, Peggy.
Yes, Pegatina.
She's in a lot of our videos. So you'll see her. She's in... so Simon, she's in a country practice video as Fatso the Wombat. So have a look. And she's in Sons and Daughters as Charlie Bartlett's dog, Isabella. So yeah, have a little watch because...
She knows you're talking about now. Look, here she is.
She's right here. I'm going to pick her up.
She might growl, but...
Come here.
Just because she's like... She plays a lot of little parts, doesn't she, Pegs? Here she is.
Here she is.
Little Pegatina.
Who's that?
She's like, oh, God.
Which one of us would play Vinegar Tits?
Must be you.
Think me. But I feel like, you know when Vinegar Tits used to take her hair down and be a bit glamorous and get alcoholic?
And go to a weird party
I might be that sort of
and have a
version.
gin and tonic.
Loose Woman sketch definitely is on the cards. Yeah, Peggy played a cat in a sketch. She played... she's in the very first ever Isolation creation. Let me find it for you.
Oh, she was, wasn't she?
Very first.
This is where it all began.
So this is when it all began. This will like date us. This is your tell. That's the very first Isolation creation. And that is us as Joe Exotic, Carol Baskin, and a tiger / leopard.
Leopard cub.
Yorkshire Bus Guy, we are signing every copy of the calendar, so you'll get a signed copy anyway.
We can write anything on it, anything you want.
But yeah, if you ping us a little email to theisolationcreations@gmail.com, we can dedicate it to you, but we're limited on space.
Jason said Peggy also played a cat. She played two cats. One in the 60s Coronation Street.
Yeah, she's Bobby the cat.
And she played the factory cat
Oh yeah, she does.
in the 70s Coronation Street.
Bye-bye, Emily. Night-night.
Night-night, Emily.
Annie's wondering whether we should do Squid Game. We're planning Squid Game, and it will be the phone room girls, Sherry and Brandy, kind of some way that they're
Somewhere
in
in
Squid Game. We've got to get our tracksuits.
I wouldn't trust Sherry in the Squid Game,
And
would you?
we'll work it out. Linda Lee Hughes reckons that Peggy might have gone a bit feral over that big chew. It was bigger than Peggy's head, so
Yeah, it's like eating a Yule log.
yeah, it's like she's eating a whole Yule log. So I think she has to go outside very soon. I think we should wrap up tonight. Wow, look at the time. It's 9:45.
9:45 and you
We
pinged
didn't show you any clips tonight.
just our wonderful selves, our wonderful fizzogs.
We are going to do Cole Taylor. We are going to do a Stock Aitken Waterman mixtape. So yeah, we're going to do that. I know we've popped up as the Reynolds Girls and stuff, but we're going to do more of those music videos because we really enjoy doing the lip syncy stuff, and we've kind of worked out how to do it.
Thomas Corrigan says he loves the video and he's from Seaham.
I don't know where Seaham is.
Is it down south, Thomas? Is it on the south coast? Yeah, people mentioning Tiger King 2. Is there a Tiger King 2 coming out?
Yeah, Kevin says a new series is coming out on Netflix in a couple of weeks. We'll have a look. Did anyone see Carol Baskin doing a video for Daisy May Cooper? It's on Instagram asking Penguin to pay Daisy May Cooper the money that she's owed for writing a biography. It's very funny. Obviously, Daisy May Cooper has just paid for Carol Baskin on Cameo to do this video. Lindsay says, why do I fall about laughing when we do Sherry and Brandy? Because Alan's filthy. Alan says really rude things.
Sherry's my outlet. I can be crude with Sherry.
Seam's in County Durham. It's up this way.
Oh, up the top.
So yeah, Alan makes me laugh. He does all of that stuff is kind of unplanned, and then Alan just makes me laugh.
I used to do a character similar to Sherry years and years ago called Prot, and I don't know. She had a sort of tight curly hair, and she used to wear mini skirts, didn't she?
She did.
And she used to appear in when we used to go on holiday in Greece. Prot used to, when I'd had a few oozos, Prot would appear.
Lindsay Chalky says, blame it on Sherry. Honestly, it is Sherry's doing. Anthony says we could do a This Country sketch. We'd like to do a This Country sketch. The vicar in This Country is kind of the role that I wish I'd got. That's like that's my role. That's the role I should have played.
They're the roles you'd be good at, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do something I'm a Celebrity. We did think about doing something I'm a Celebrity before. Anyway, we are going to sign off, lovely ladies and men.
Peggy needs a PP.
Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. A different kind of evening.
Next week we're back to a normal giggle box, so we'll have a few more clips. And next week's theme is battle axes.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about battle axes. So
battle axes,
TV
of
battle
soaps,
axes,
films, real battle axes, historical battle axes. So
I'm just going to remind you, the calendar is for sale. We have limited edition, 500 of these available. I think we've sold about 100, so we've sold a lot. So if you want one, get ordering it. They're $12.99. They're genuinely, they're nice, high quality calendars. So that's the calendar. Get ordering.
And they come in a big envelope, which most probably won't go through your letterbox. So the postman will either knock or leave you a card.
Linda Lee Hughes, aka my cousin Lucy, says you'd make a fabulous Mandy in this country.
Oh, Mandy's and you want to? I love it when they're slagging her off and they go, "God, she's so bloody." What are you saying about that?
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean crazy? Who's crazy? Oh, it's so funny.
All right, love.
And she's been made to have that tattoo on her.
Mrs. Mangle, battle axe. We'll talk about them all.
Yeah.
And we'll put a thing in to get your suggestions for battle axes as well. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
And thanks to all who have joined us tonight for the first time.
And we will see you next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
You're about to say something.
No. I'm about to sort of say thanks and good night.
Right, good night. Bye.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I seem to have run out of coffee.
You can be anything you want to be there.
You can see anything you want to see there.
There's excitement in the air for you and me there. Fancy free there, take your family there, but you've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. 7 holds the key there. Be there. Got to be there. Just got to be there. Just you and me there.
You just got to
be there.
got to be there. Be there. The time is now. Be there.
You've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. There'll be you and me there. Be there.
Hello, customers. It's nearly 6 o'clock. Pack up and piss off.